No. 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 No, no, no. 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 I just can't believe. Oh, God. Let me just be clear about this. I've been editing videos for like around 6 years now, at least. And I've been doing this professionally, full time, for 4 years maybe? So, let me just tell you what I've been doing wrong. Little things, but of course, there's probably a lot of things that I'm doing wrong. Like now I'm just doubting my whole existence. But this thing has been bugging me the whole time. And now I'm just scrolling through YouTube and I just stumble upon a tutorial and there's just one little side note. It's like, yeah, every time I have a couple of clips which are supposed to be slow motion, I just do this. And I'm like, what? I've been literally doing this wrong for 6 years. So let me show you. So you would see a guy making a tutorial about slow motion. How do you slow shit down on Premiere Pro? This is your test timeline, right? And there's some videos that you want to slow down. So people in tutorials would just choose 4 clips, drag them in the timeline, keep existing settings because you don't want the timeline to change, and then there's 4 clips. And these are filmed in 50 frames, but now they're 50 frames, right? And you don't want them to be. You want them to be in slow motion as you intended it to be. So what they would tell you is like, oh yeah, you can just like click on this clip right here, right click, speed duration, put in 50% because you filmed it in 50 and you want it to be 25. That's half, right? Makes sense, of course. And then your clip would be slow motion. And that's the end of the tutorial. And I would just be like, wait, but that's not realistic to huge projects, right? You would shoot a whole day, every like multiple days, and just shoot slow motion beside of your interview or whatever you're shooting. So 80% of my footage would be slow motion. So realistically speaking, you can't just drag them all in there, right? If you do, like I did for 6 years now, it will look like this. All of these clips, this is at least 200 clips, I think, right? There's just some fire and there's like some camels and we would be like right here, and I would do just space them out, right? Because the clip would expand. So if you right click on here and you put it in 50%, then this clip would expand. But if there's a clip here and there's a clip on the right to it, it wouldn't expand. You would just put in 50% and that would be the length of a clip, but you would lose half of your clip because it doesn't extend. If you move it and then you extend it, there's a lot more clip to have. So what I would do for the past 6 years, I would just space them out and kind of eyeball it, like, oh, this is gonna be double the length, so I'm just gonna put it right there. Maybe like here, maybe this clip this clip is a little bit longer, so I have to eyeball a little bit more space right next to it, and then I would just select all of these clips, like all of them, after I spaced them out for 15 minutes or half an hour or whatever, and then just right click, speed duration, 50%, and they would all expand. And then I would see like maybe some clips that just, you know, hit the next one, and then I just space them out a little bit more, and then I extend it, whatever. And then I would just do sequence, close gap, and that would be my timeline. That would be my base timeline that I would choose clips from for my main timeline, right? So I've been watching a tutorial lately, and I didn't learn anything new, and I was like, oh, I think I know everything, right? I think I know everything about slow motion.
What?
Well, turns out I don't, because I kept thinking every single time, this can't be the way. This can't be the easiest way to put a whole bunch of clips in the timeline and then get the slow motion. But I was like, how is no one talking about this? How is Adobe not fixing this mistake where you just like click on a clip here and it wouldn't expand? It would just like lose half the clip. You can't just space out every single clip. It takes so much time. So what I found out now is if we just like delete all of these clips, right? And just right click on the clips in your folder. All your slow motion clips. By the way, it doesn't matter if it's 120 frames per second, if it's 50 frames, if it's 30 frames. Every single clip you can just highlight and just right click, go on modify, interpret footage. And then you click, instead of use frame rate from file, I'm sorry. Assume this frame rate. We're just assuming now. And we're just typing 25 frames per second. Click OK. And every single clip that you filmed in 50 frames per second is now 25 frames per second. And if you drag them in this timeline, they would all be in slow motion. Every single clip that you have filmed is in slow motion now. Look at all these people, they're just walking around in slow motion. Are you kidding me? I'm an idiot. Well, if you're this idiot and you just learned something, leave a goddamn like. My name is Shanon. Over and out. God damn it!